the one who set the bar, the girl from Barushka. And now the trods are calling me, calling me, calling me. Yes, now the trods are calling me, away from Barushka. I once knew a girl in Wintermark, Wintermark, Wintermark. We had to do it in the dark, the girl from Wintermark. And now the trods are calling me, calling me, calling me. And now the trods are calling me, away from Wintermark. I once knew a girl down in Dawn, down in Dawn, down in Dawn, 6'10" and full of brawn, the girl from down in Dawn. And now the trods are calling me, calling me, calling me. Yes, now the trods are calling me, away from girls in Dawn. I once knew a girl from Old Highgard, Old Highgard, Old Highgard. Those priestly robes made me so hard, the girl from Old Highgard. And now the trods are calling me, calling me, calling me. Yes, now the trods are calling me, away from Old Highgard. I once knew a girl from the Marcher's Land, the Marcher's Land, the Marcher's Land. She finished me with just one hand, the girl from Marcher's Land. And now the trods are calling me, they're calling me, calling me. Yes, now the trods are calling me, away from Marcher's Land. I once knew a girl in Urizen, Urizen, Urizen. I tell a lie 'cause I knew 10 girls in Urizen. And now the trods are calling me, calling me, calling me. Yes, now the trods are calling me, away from Urizen. I once knew a girl in the league, in the league, in the league. My stamina she did fatigue, the girl from in the league. And now the trods are calling me, calling me, calling me. Yes, now the trods are calling me, away from in the league. I once knew a girl in the Brass Coast, the Brass Coast, the Brass Coast. And she's the one who cost the most, the girl from the Brass Coast. And now the trods are calling me, calling me, calling me. Yes, now the trods are calling me, away from the Brass Coast. I once knew a girl, she was an orc, was an orc, was an orc. When she was done, I couldn't walk, the girl who was an orc. And now the trods are calling me, calling me, calling me. And now the trods are...
I don't care if it's cut off, Dawn. It's cut off now. We're starting. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the stream. We're it's gonna be an interesting one tonight. We're gonna chat about beasties, and the dreaded dire squirrel, and we can go from there. So, any questions or anything like that, just jump in. So, hi, James. So we have the wonderful Matt with us this evening. Matt you're in the marches.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Sorry.
There we go. Well, it could be worse. It could be High Guard. Let's face it.
Straight away.
Yeah. It hasn't done
Straight
that.
away.
It hasn't done that in a very, very long time. So I'm hoping for a new...
I'm clearly just very lucky.
Well, didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to... well, here's hoping for a new webcam for Christmas. So, so do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself first, then, Matt?
Yeah. So hi, I'm Matt. I play William Guildenstern in the Marches. I have been playing Empire since the first game at the first site. I remember sleeping in snow and ice at the first game and thinking this is an amazing game and it's very immersive, and it has only gotten better from there. I do a little bit of crewing for PD, setting up tents called a Red Cap, but my real passion for the game is talking about monsters and folklore. That's kind of why I enjoy the Marches so much, because British English folklore is very fun. So yeah, that's me.
Excellent. So you've been playing Empire since the beginning, have you?
Yeah. I think we spoke about this the other day. I think
did, yeah.
you and I are both veterans on this
Yes,
game.
yeah, we're both E1ers, boomers, whatever they want to call us.
Yeah.
I don't really know. But yeah, we get the dreaded first event, but still. So I think because something else that we spoke about actually on Bookface the other day was about a certain creature that are very, very rare in game, and you have fought one, and I know I have fought one.
Well, I didn't fight one. I had to do a lot of work to trap one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my one was a little different. Do you want to tell your story, and then maybe we can see if people guess what it is?
We can. Well, it's going to be mine. Mine was a very magical thing, and it had lots and lots of underlings. Elves. No, Pete, it wasn't elves. I wish it was though. That would have been hilarious. That would have been absolutely amazing to fight.
I fought Elfin Knights at Empire. They are just mental. Just all about fighting, all about getting involved. Summer, of course, for those of you who don't play. Summer Realm, all about combat and conquest and victory. Elfin Knights, yeah. But no, this one was a bit nastier than those.
So I just have to say as well, thanks for the bits, Ben. I've also changed the message that appears on screen. So I think you'll find that it now says Ben Wagner will eat hair for 20. So if you got bits, you're eating hair, all of you. So well done. Thank you. So vampire midgets, goblins, it's the land shark. Max still hasn't texted back. I'm not going to. One and done. No. I think I know what it is. Is it Jack, Matt? It's not Jack.
Yes, it's Jack. It is Jack. Jack's the name of my one. My one's a totally talking, sentient, mental thing that lives in a well. My one had a name.
Mine didn't.
And might be a bit... Yeah, because there's not many of them left, and there are ones which have been alchemically made to look like them, which have been released into the wild, which have underlings.
Yes, mine was in Spiral. Mine was on the Black Plateau.
Yes, that may not have been one. Ooh. I know. I did some research on this because, as far as I'm aware, and this is based on the research I did, there is only one available to speak to. The rest are, and here's my big hint, under a glacier.
Ah, right, okay. So it probably wasn't then.
Or it was an alchemically modified creature, because we know that Highguard got absolutely messed up by one, or something that looked a lot like it, a few years ago, because I played it.
They're just... Is it Mr. Pinchy? No, it's not Mr. Pinchy. I'm very confused now, says Dawn. So a normal stream, says Ben. Yeah, we on this stream, we go off on a lot of tangents. A lot of tangents. So, no, it wasn't Yeti. So we're actually talking about ogres. So...
What you are talking about ogres, I am talking about trolls.
Trolls, sorry. Yes. Mine had a gold wig.
May have just been me.
Wow. This was pretty big, and I don't want to say that you're big or anything, but I'll just keep that one to myself. A glamour ogre. We'll keep the
lockdown weight jokes to a minimum. I know. I've got some Tim. That's why I'm wearing chunky knit. Oh yeah, trolls. Trolls are cool.
Yeah.
Trolls are weird and rare. Let's talk about trolls, not weight gain.
It's Oh right. Okay, yeah, thanks, Hunt. So my mods have to permit certain things. So this was swearing, and my camera's gone. My camera's really going. I don't know what's going on here. Wow. Can people hear me all right? In chat, can you hear me okay? I'm a stop motion at the moment. Oh, it seems to have sorted itself. That's just bizarre. Um, so yeah, mine was in the Black Plateau. We went there for the first time to fight this thing with a load of Urizen. This is my first character, Cernanos, in the Navarre, and we went running in, and we basically were greeted by like 15 of these husk things. They weren't husks;
Yeah.
they were just things, and they all came running at us, screaming, "No, leave it alone!" and all of this. So we killed them, obviously. Then we fought the big beastie, and we beat it to submission, and it was down and all of that. And we thought, "Yay, we're done."
Yeah.
And as we walked away, one thing went running up to it, killed themselves on it, and then it got back up again. And we were just like, "Well, this is a bit weird." It was good. Yeah, so we basically
Okay.
went and did it again. We did it
Yeah.
about 4 times, and we couldn't kill it, and we couldn't figure out what was going on. Then we all got cursed by the Black Plateau itself. So we all then didn't trust each other,
Yeah.
hated each other, and wanted to kill each other, unless you had been you had had a blessing or something like that. And so we then left, got into a massive fight outside the Sentinel Gate on our side of it, and then they went, and then everyone went off, and then we had to go back there the following event to try to fix it. But we figured out what to do, so we basically panel beat this thing, and if it was down for like 5 minutes, then it would die. So we beat it, they formed a circle around it to stop, and then we were getting wave after wave of all of these
Oh yeah.
devout things trying to get to it, and it was fantastic. It was so much fun. I love the Black Plateau. That's why Mac was born there.
Yeah. It was just a crazy time. And I think, I mean, I have no idea whether or not that matches up with what a troll is. Because as far as I knew, trolls are a bit weird. It's that thing about Empire of like, is it old and was it part of the city? Oh yeah, it's from Terranel, so it's the old Navarre. Is it weird and was it magical? Yeah, it's probably a troll then, or a troll did it. And the troll I dealt with was a guy called Jack in Chains. I say guy, I'm assuming Jack in Chains is a chap. And we were dealing with these tremors. It's a huge part of the Marcher lore actually, because trolls or ancient ogres, they're considered to be giants because Marchers are we're ye olde peasants. So of course we don't know a thing, so we go, yeah, that's one of these. So that's we just manage it. We don't like get rid of it. We manage it. That's a big thing about the March of Brief. It's sort of like command of the landscape. So hobs, weird drakes and strange things living in the sky. Yeah, we just manage it. If we can farm it, great. If not, we've got beaters and bows, and that's fine. Jack was something that we couldn't deal with in the traditional sense, and it actually was a really cool thing.
Right.
Because for a lot of your new players, you're going to learn about this. We had to go to the Hall of Worlds to petition an Eternal with a magical item to then use that item to trap the troll. Yeah. We had to go in a well. There were only 5 of us, and this thing was 7 foot tall with a massive club. And I don't think everyone who saw the troll are alive still in game. And I'm on 8 years now. What is it? Yeah, 8 years? Something like that. Is this character?
Yeah. I think it's actually 7 in game, but real world it's 8.
Yeah. It's this thing was creepy. I mean, and the price to trap this horrifically, probably immortal creature was to curse me and my daughter forever, which was nice. So, yeah, if I die, the daughter gets the curse, and if my daughter then dies, which you can't kill kids in Empire, although there are other things that happen below the extraction layer.
Yeah.
The family line ends and the troll can get out. So good luck, everyone, if that happens, because my daughter can't fight at the moment. She's rubbish, and she's 3.
I
She's not. I love her dearly.
I will hump that thing into submission. I tell you what, I've done it to a land shark. I will do it to a troll.
That's what we want. That's what we want.
You don't want you get all these warriors going, we'll fight it, we'll protect them, and back in the corner, I'm gonna hump that thing so hard right now. Grind it down. Yeah, exactly, Pete.
I'm just thinking, that you hear like, oh, we need a medic, and everyone runs over into the troll on the floor, just like shaking. And it's like, what's happened? It's like, he touched me. He just wouldn't. And there's Mac just in like nothing but like a leather thong, just twerking. That's my thought process. That's how you defeat trolls from now on. That's canon.
That's yeah. If only twerking wasn't a thing in my repertoire, it has already happened as well. So there's another marcher, and he carries a crossbow, and
by any chance, you talk about Blackjack?
I don't think that's his name. I can't think.
Does he wear all black?
No.
No. Okay. There are 2 marchers who use crossbows.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to sick him. I'm gonna have to get him to fight. See which one's better.
And I was there. Me and Mac and Grim were in the Marchers pub, and we just made a bet with him. And he was just like, "Yeah, I want you to." Well, that was where the dry humping of the land shark came from. And then he also said, "I want you to twerk at me behind enemy lines." Why not? All of that for a crown. What can you say?
Brilliant.
So, Dave's in. Hi, Dave. I hope you're doing okay, mate. Hope you have done well with your Secret Santa gift. Sorry, this is the tangent. Me and Dave had been invited to join this. There is seemingly a rather large LARP streamers community, or content creators, essentially. A lot of them are Americans, so mainly Americans. And basically, they asked us. They asked us to get involved in their Secret Santa thing, like trying to get to know people. It was good. And so me and Dave have gone into it, and I'm looking at the person I've got, and I was like, I have no fucking clue what to buy this person here. I have no clue, but it's me and Dave were chatting about it last night. It's quite funny. It's quite funny. I think we're feeling our age a little bit as well, because they're all so much younger than us. Yeah, and we have no clue what we're going to receive either. It's brilliant. I think
Boffer swords, more Boffer weapons.
No, apparently this is what we got told in the stream with Jasper. They said that the Boffer weapons, they actually have Boffer events, and they are for the very, very combat heavy people who just want to turn up and fight. Then that's what they are for.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, and I took
brilliant.
I did a chat with Liz and John from the LARPs series, and I was basically taking the piss out of the whole like the beanbag thing, going fireball thing, and I had a comment from this guy in America, and he literally was just saying, I don't like the way you're taking the piss. It says you're elitist and all of this. And I read it, and I was just like, right, okay, how am I arguing with this guy? And then the more I read it, it was just sort of like came across, and I was just sort of like, I think I actually am here. Shit. So I had to backtrack, and I sort of like listened to him. I had a chat with the guy. Yeah, it was a case of, some people like that. It's the easiest way to get the high fantasy, fireballs, healing spells, and all that across. And it was just like, fair enough. I now am determined to go to America and to play in one. Determined. Have to do it.
If ever if you do, I will go with you.
I want a group of people to go with us, and I want to contact the people organising it to say, let's just say magic went wrong and you're going to get a visit from the Empire. I want to play Mac in these systems.
You know what? I know we're meant to be talking about beasties, but there is a festival in Europe where you literally take your character,
Yes.
you prove how long you've been playing your character, you go and play that one. It's fantastic. It's massive.
Drakenfest or Conquest?
Is it Drakenfest? It might be Drakenfest.
It's either going to be Drakenfest or Conquest of Mytholia. One of those, because they do that, and I am looking to get to go to that one as well. So there is also. See, we'll keep the tangent going here. There's also a LARP in Denmark that I'm determined to visit, and that is a Viking one, and you're playing out a big thing between the Jarls of all these different villages, and it's at the time of Christianity as well. So some of the Jarls are Christian, some of them are Aesotrue.
Right, gotcha.
And it's about having a big meeting about what they're going to do for the future. So you can either play a Jarl, you can play one of the warriors, you can play the lowest of the low, you can play a slave if you want to, and you can do all of this. They even allow people to bring horses with them if they want. And it's all done in a proper village, and they say if you want to charge your phone up, bring a battery pack, because all they have is a generator, and that's for emergency things only. Want to go to that.
So we strap a battery pack to a horse. That's fine. There you go. Win.
Be interesting. Yeah, bring a Tesla. Just put a sellotape a head to it or something.
be like role models with the Minotaur.
Oh,
yeah. Do that.
Yeah. So Ben has asked, what's the favourite monster or beastie that you've met that you didn't fight? That's a good question.
Well, I've got two answers for this.
Yep.
There's one I wanted to fight but couldn't get to, and then there was one that I didn't want to fight because it was really, really cool, and that was kind of my thing. Though to be honest, I've met loads of stuff over the years. I've seen so much weird stuff. I've seen Bronze Titans. They were cool. Do you remember the Bronze Titan? Did you see the Bronze Titan?
Yeah, didn't fight it though.
Yeah, 4 arms. Yeah, once again, didn't fight. Mark Corduroy made that.
Yeah.
Who did done loads of stuff, loads of cool stuff. Okay, so favorite monster I couldn't fight, or couldn't get to, was the in Empire everything big is called Dire. It's a Dire Drake. The huge Drake. Do you remember that? Were you there on that fight? Which side were you on for that?
The Drake, I was monstering.
Yeah, they made that wall of shields.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't get to it.
No, I remember
every 5 minutes, it just vomited weakness gas onto us. I was in the front rank with a bunch of Dornish, and we were just getting absolutely messed up. It was cool because they hid it in a tent, so you could only really see the head, and you had this idea of it almost being like the mammoth worm, where it's all coiled up and just coming out and then vomiting this bile onto you. And you're thinking, I want to fight you, but I can't get past this shield wall of mercenaries.
Yeah.
The other one is the Ice Giants. I don't want to fight the Ice Giants.
I did.
I first saw the Ice Giant when I was in the Jotun. No, what's it called? The Cathan Cannae tournament.
Oh yeah.
And everyone from the world was there, and I remember the first reveal. And I saw it and thought, I don't want to fight you because you're really cool. You're just a giant ice giant with giant icicle fist. How am I meant to? You're cool. I don't want to fight you. You're great.
My experience.
I threw in the fight. So.
my experience with the Frost Giants was hilarious because they had the land sharks were there, and I had done that, and this was in the big main battle, and then they were like, "Oh, there's Frost Giants coming in as well," and we were just like, I was just like, because I had my unit, and I was just like, yeah, I don't care anymore. I'm fighting one of those things. So I was running to the front line.
With this last battle?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, we went to your flank and then you sodded off. You left me there with Pud.
Probably. I saw a thing I wanted to kill, so
yes.
Yeah, I'm not there for hold. I don't hold lines. I don't hold lines. My unit doesn't hold lines at all, and they know that.
Neither does my unit. We're not meant to hold lines. We're meant to be cavalry. We charge in, disperse, get lost, and then kind of wander back after having a really good time. We got absolutely messed up by the Jotun on that side. They were fantastic.
Yeah, they were doing the same thing to us. But we saw that line, and I was running towards it, and I remember seeing Mark Humes about 30 feet in front ahead of me. He got there and got because Mark loves to fight these big monsters.
Yeah.
He got panel beaten, I think is the polite way to describe it. He lunged in, got hit, and he just went boom straight down. He kept on getting up. He did it like 5 times. And then he was just like, no, it's going to kill me. And he had to back away. And I was just like, it was so funny to watch. It was because I
can imagine Mark being really grumpy about that as well. Being like, well, not Mark,
Sigvald,
yeah. Yeah. I'm just thinking he does not want to. He's all about adventure and what a great story this will be. And now he's got the story about the time he was turned into jam. That's it.
Yeah, he was. It was so funny to watch because then he also he went running off because when I stepped in to fight it, it wasn't Andy Connell's one. It was the other guy, the other lad.
Yeah.
And he was just swinging his huge fist around and he was hitting people and stuff like that. And I could feel the breeze of it as it was coming in front of my face. It was amazing. But every time he was doing it, swing it like that. And as he was there, so you step in, hit it a few times, and you back away, and then he'd come all the way back. And it's just like, I'm having so much fun here.
You got to have
raging semi at the moment. It was amazing to scream that one out at them. It was so crude. It was unbelievable. It was great.
You're just watching the ice line be like, I'm not sure I want to be here anymore.
There were people around me they were just sort of like, are we going to be able to kill it? And it was just like, Hannah's just said, you always have a raging semi. Yeah, it's just a true story. But yeah, it's a constant. A frost giant, Mac wants a snow job. Liam, get out.
Mac wants a snow job.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Well done, Liam. Liam's also asked a question as well. I saw one from Pete too. Mac defeats monsters by making them unreasonably uncomfortable. That's true. Is there any use to beasts and monsters other than fighting? Like, for example, is there a monster that you could roleplay harvesting or something and you get like a potion ingredient or something elite?
So I've had experience. I mean, and to be fair, I'm someone who absolutely loves the Monster Hunter games. I am just digesting Monster Hunter World again. And I love the carving aspect of that computer game. If you guys haven't seen it, look it up. It's all about fighting wyverns, dragons, all sorts. Really cool.
Yeah.
Empire, you've not got the same... It's not as readily available. Yes, there are sometimes quests where you need to go off and find... I've seen Dornish quests where they have to go off and take the feather of an archgriffin. And they went off and they did that, and they took a feather from the archgriffin. But the griffin turned out to be the Griffin King, and they accidentally killed him, which completely set off a war in summer, which is really cool, by the way. You should read that. Read up on that. It was Edric to go Vane anyway. But my point is that there are missions where you can go off and do that. You can do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I tickle you? Did I break you a bit there?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. You can go off and do cool stuff. Like, I've seen people with alchemical ingredients for phoenix feathers. I couldn't tell you what the hell it's used for. I'm all about politicking, and then my hobby is selling highly bespoke bestiaries to people with too much money, which is hand drawn. And I go, cool, there you are. That will be 3 thrones, please. That's kind of where I go with it. I've seen people who have got things like spears made out of a kraken's hooks from their tentacles, because that turned up. Yes, someone fought an actual kraken. They had an encounter fighting a kraken, which is cool. Our friend Johnny, who plays Vito, he went on that. Really cool. There are really cool ones. We've had people who decorate their camps, as sociopathic as it sounds, with things like ogre heads or drake scales. Some Dornish have drake scale shields. The thing about all of this stuff, it's cool to do it, but you kind of also need to have a phys rep or a physical representation of it. It's all well and good saying, this is here you go. This is the magical snow that I took from Kath and Cannae, but in reality, it's a bit of paper. It's a bit lame. You've got to do something cool with it. And if you've got the ability to tell an amazing story, why not go whole hog? Learn a new skill. Learn how to epoxy something so you can put like a perfect snowdrop or a teardrop in there and be like, yeah, I took this from an ice queen. And everyone's like, oh, that's a really cool story. And then you've got a really cool prop. There are some great costume makers who are making things like articulated armadillos and bird wings and stuff. So yes, yes, you can. It's not necessarily I have taken the claw of a dragon, so now I have a +1 sword. It's I have killed a drake. I've got some drake blood. See if it's valuable. And sometimes PD go, yeah, that's really cool. Here's a specialized ribbon. There might be someone in the world who's interested in that. Or they might go, yeah, you've got a jar of blood. That's weird.
I like that one. I like that a lot. Yeah. Oh, that's because when I was playing Xenos, they did. It wasn't a dire wolf. Was it like a marsh?
Plague wolf.
A plague wolf. That's the one.
Yep.
I went off with. I think it was Urizen. It was a load of Navarre, load of Urizen. We went running off to find these things. There were 3 of them. 2 of them. Basically, I think they couldn't find people to fit into them, so there was only 1 of them when we got there. So we went off and we were running around fighting, trying to find them. They had a load of husks with it. So we killed that, and I chased this thing down because I was determined. Because the 2 differences, I mean, like Mac is a psychopath who wants to fight everything that moves, and Cernanos was a very honourable and decent general and a warrior, and he wanted to be like the best and just go, yep, we are the best. Here we go. This is it.
Yeah.
So Cernanos actually killed it with it. And people came running up and he was dead, and it's like, okay, yeah, so like pretended with the axe, like hacking its head off and stuff like that. And the ref and the battle ref actually just said, he goes, I'll let you take the head. That's fine. He goes, a couple of hours, could you bring it back to God for us? Like, yeah, 100%, definitely. So I think because I would also develop the nickname Werewolf as well at that point, thanks to Highguard.
Because you had that entire like slander like campaign. I've still got. Do you know what? I tried to find one of those pamphlets for you.
I've still got mine somewhere as well. It's amazing. I love it.
Oh.
And it didn't work at all either. All it did was boost my popularity. It was incredible.
Why wouldn't we have a werewolf fighting as a general? That's a really cool idea.
It was awesome. So I walked back in, and this was when the Sentinel Gate was right next to Highguard as well. And I remember walking out and because this was like on the first site. And so this is when Highguard were there watching, and it's like every now and again I'd hear werewolf and stuff. So I put the fucking thing on. So I'm walking back through Anvil wearing this wolf's head and stuff like that. The looks, it was amazing. It was great fun. But yeah, you get to fight one of those things, and they're quite rare to come across as well.
Yeah, they're fun. They're really fun. I remember actually a few years ago they had another one turn up. It was attacking a village, and they did an entire thing about like this, almost like a group of Navari who were collecting bestiary information, like monsters. And they literally had this village which was under attack, and these things spout poison and have horrific claws, and they're a Varushkan monster. They're part of the Varushkan dark beasts.
Okay.
And you had all these really keen people, and they're like, yeah, this, you'll go off and fight. Yeah, we're gonna go. Cool, we're going off at night, and it spits poison, and if you die in the dirt, you'll reanimate as a husk. And suddenly, 60 people turned into 15. And you're like, oh, so none of you are fighters, really. It's like, no, we want to go and look at it. It's like, okay, it kind of needs managing, kind of needs dealing with. And I was a senator at the time, and I had the Imperial Menagerie with me, who's only a kid, might I add, and is absolutely sharp as a tack, amazing lad. Know his dad very well, know him very well, very, very nice people. And he was like, do you know what? I think I would like to go elsewhere because this is boring me now. And he just started marching off. And I'm like, well, I've got to keep an eye on the kid because I promised to get him back to his parents, who will kill me if I don't. So I just run off. they're like, okay, so we're down to 14 fighters now because Guildenstern's scared. It's like, I'm not scared. Babysitting. Babysitting a kid who didn't need babysitting because could cast repel for days, from what I gather now. So yeah,
that's brilliant. That's fantastic. Yeah. There's Pete's asked a couple of questions, and we got quite a few questions coming through. I mean, I'm gonna have to pause chat for myself, I think, so I can keep an eye on it.
You got to catch up, haven't you?
Huh?
You got to catch up, haven't you? You're too popular. That's your problem.
No, this is a common thing now for me, getting stuck behind chat. So Pete asked a question a little while back. Do each nation have like a specific like beastie that they have in their like lore or anything like that? So obviously you mentioned Varushka with the plague wolf and that.
Well. So each nation. Each nation's a real country, and if you think about it, the Marches, even though we're based on England, is about the size of France. So you think about, say, the sort of species variants that you get from, say, the Norfolk Broads down to Cornwall. You got that much again in just one playable nation. I don't know if there is like an iconic animal for each nation. The Marches, because we're much more mundane, heck, our symbol is a boar's head on a sheaf of wheat. We get very much more mundane creatures, but a lot of stories have mythological things in it. There's at one point there's a story, I think it's about Tharim, might have been Tharim or Sorin, where we deal with a bone wyvern, literally a wyvern or a wyvern, which came back from the dead and we had to deal with.
Nice.
Very much based on the Lambeth Worms. Dawn, you see a lot of fantastical animals in Dornish heraldry because they have like animalism in that they draw on different parts of different species, different animals to show iconic things. Like a manticore, for example, one of my personal favorites and one of my epithets for Empire, is a creature that's all about lying and being evil, and you shouldn't trust the manticore. For some nations, that would be really good. Someone you can't trust keeps you on your toes. So that's a really good thing. But in Dawn, bad thing. But they have griffins. I drew an entire bestiary when I was still doing sort of prototypes before I kind of got into the swing of it about griffins, and I gave that to a Dornish household whose symbols were griffins.
Nice.
I would say that when it comes to sort of monsters, you've got two nations which really kind of stand head and shoulders above everyone when it comes to monsters. That is Navarre, because you just have so many spring horrors. It's like you have to remember that Navarre is a post-apocalyptic nation, and if spring was radiation, that's kind of what the Valorn are. Plus, you add subtropical climes, and you've got giant creatures. Heck, you've got like hydras that live near Thorunin. That's cool. Hydras are awesome.
Yep.
But the one who have like kind of like the niche is Varushka, because they're not a magical cataclysm. Once again, it still has to be revealed where these things come from, or maybe they've always been there. But you've got sovereigns, you've got Mora, you've got Rusalka, you've got Dubbix. I love Dubbix. Dubbix are basically the Leshen from Witcher. They're so
nice.
cool. Yeah, they're just literally living plant matter people, but not like Valorn, because these things aren't like an autonomous thing. They're actually beholden to another creature. Mora are great too. Mora are shape-shifting bird people who have walked into Anvil a couple of times.
Oh, I've
to
not
get
seen
information.
them. That's awesome.
Yeah, but you don't see them until it's too late, because they look like people. You betray their hospitality, suddenly bird person ripping into your gizzards. It's cool. And yeah, Varushka and Navarre. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wrote a March of Bestiary, which we are in the process of releasing. And we've gone from east to west. Here's what exists in each one. A bit like your traditional sort of Idlewick's field guide. It pales in comparison to the sheer variety of Navarre and Varushka. Unfortunately, I wish there was an iconic creature for each nation. Maybe that's something a player should come into the game and do, and say, listen, we need to have this is the national animal of the Marches, this is the national animal of Dawn. That would be cool. Almost like a David Attenborough-esque character who wants to work with a menagerie, or even, as time goes on, replace a menagerie. That would be cool. But not yet. We should do.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. I quite like the sound of that. It'd be interesting to see Highguard argue about why their national thing shouldn't be a pile of turds.
Well, I think it's actually meant to be a basilisk. which is also shit.
I like that a lot.
I love Highguard. There are some great people in Highguard, but Basilisks suck. Cockatrice for life.
Oh, brilliant. Oh no, I've got lots of friends in Highguard. I love ripping on them, basically.
Be Dryguard.
So yeah, I know most of the Shattered Tower, unfortunately. So, Scott, if you're watching, it's you, mate. It's just you. So, what else we got? So, Pete's also asked, have there been any beast that has only shown up once, or any beast that is still rumoured mystery and yet to be seen?
Yeah, loads of stuff.
There's loads, yeah.
Loads of stuff. Yeah, sphinxes, manticores. We have an Eternal called the Horned Manticore, the father of manticores. I haven't seen a real manticore. They live in Zera. Zera is across the sea, past the broken shore, turn left at the slaves, into the desert. And unlike in the real world, where a manticore is basically just a... Okay, so I told you I'm really into this stuff. Before a certain time period, the color orange didn't exist. It was called red.
Yeah.
You then take a big red cat. So a big red cat. This cat is so good at jumping. It's said to fly through the air. So you apply wings. It's got spikes all over its body. So you add stripes. It's got a beard like an old man. A manticore is a tiger.
Excellent.
Ruins the mystery, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But a manticore in Empire is a hyena-ish.
Okay.
It's a hyena with a person's face, maybe. Because once again, we're going on third, fourth hand information. Deva is something that turned up. I think may have come to Anvil once, which are like diminutive, like pale-faced demi-humans who have a very short lifespan, but need to get everything done right now. I don't know whether that's true or whether that was just someone playing a prank and covered themselves in flour, but they're meant to have turned up. We have seen lots of stuff written down, but things we've not seen in play. So there are day-aligned drakes. So they look like the giant goldfish or salamanders from Fallout Far Harbor. Really cool giant salamanders, which then supports the idea that drakes carry lineage. You know, that's my next TED talk. But yeah, there's loads of cool stuff. There's amazing cool stuff. We know that there are were-sharks that live in the gullet, which is a part of the marches. There's were-sharks. That's cool.
I want to pet one. I want to pet one.
I don't know if I want to pet one. They might just be Siakia heralds. Siakia, is that how you pronounce that?
Siaka, yeah.
Shark Lady heralds.
Shark Lady heralds, yeah. Just don't introduce them to Oz. Because he just gets stabbed up.
Absolutely right.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I'm going to try and talk to it. Mate, it wants to kill you. Straight away. No, it's fine. Stabbed to pieces. Yeah. That's a bad thing. Oh my god. No, I'm a real big fan of Werewolf the Apocalypse, and they have were-sharks in there, the Rokia. Oh my god, they're amazing. So I would love to have one of them, or meet one of them. Just beat the crap out of one of them.
I absolutely love sharks as an animal. That's why I think they're really cool.
Oh yeah.
Because they've been around for so long, and there's so much variation. It's a shame. I actually had a megalodon tooth I wanted to show on stream, but I've left it in my car, and I can't be asked to go outside to get it.
No, that's fair, mate.
Yeah, but I bring that to Anvil to go. There you go. There's one of the giant sharks that live off the Bay of Katazar. That's proof that they exist. Because that's what you can do with phys reps like that. If you have a phys rep, you can go, there you go, there's a real one, and I just found it on the beach, so I can go, yep, that's a real one. There you go. There's loads of stuff. Yeah, loads of stuff. You can, griffins. We know griffins exist. Be that what I'm calling year-plane griffins. This is once again a theory, and so it's totally up for interpretation. I'm pretty sure Andy Rapp is somewhere ripping what's left of his hair out as I deep dive into this. But I have a theory that if you have 6 limbs, you're not from the prime plane, or the year plane, and if you've got 4 limbs, you totally match up with what makes sense in the real world, because it makes more sense biologically to have 4 limbs, 2 wings, 2 hands, 2 legs. But things like dragons have an extra set of limbs. No vertebrate evolves with an extra pair of limbs. It just doesn't make sense.
No,
It biologically cannot work. So
Yeah.
dragons must be from another place. And we know that dragons exist because we've met one. But he's also a herald, an eternal. So, yeah, there's loads of cool stuff. And you can make stuff up, so long as it doesn't, like, break the world, and so long as you can talk about it. I mean, coming in saying, like, oh, yeah, this thing killed billions of people, and I'm the only person that can kill it, probably won't fly. Saying, I walked through the forest, and I saw this thing, and it scared the crap out of me, probably will.
I don't know, saying something killed everybody and you're the only one who can kill it, it could fly because you're just a lying piece of crap that just wants to make him sound really cool. And that's brilliant. I'd see. I'd be well up to hearing stuff like that. It's great because I mean, if you can argue it, then you get away with it.
Storytelling and world building is a huge thing for me. You know, I had this question asked to me recently: what does winning look like in LARP? Like, when I was 19 and I first started LARPing, winning was being the best fighter, having nicest kit, you know, having all the magic items. Nah, winning now is telling a story that when timeout happens on Sunday, you can turn to all your friends or family. And my group, they're my family. We are thick as thieves, and I would literally die for them. That's how amazing these people are. So a shout out to the guild name. But when I can turn around and say we've told an amazing story at the end of game on Sunday, that's what feels tangible to me. And the reason why we're writing this bestiary is to make our stories even more tangible, so we can tell in jokes and invite people back to our tent and share a drink, because we're running we're running something similar to a private house now, where we've got our own group tent and we brew beer so people come along and share a story. It doesn't cost money, it costs your time, and we want to know about you, because when I was younger, once again, the rule I was told is no one cares about your backstory. As I've gotten older, it's like, actually, I want to know about the person. I want to know about you. Tell me what your likes are, your dislikes, your fear to succeed. You know, I've got a scary monster story. Tell me one of yours, because we live in a magical world. Tell me the weird stuff you've seen. So that's sorry. I went on a passionate rant there.
No, that's really good. I'm 100% agree with you on that one. I love the fact it's like I say to all of the new people who are watching and coming haven't been to Empire yet, and they say, "Oh, I'm not going to get involved to start off with." I will say you will always come back from that first event and you'll go, "I haven't done much." It's like, "Well, what did you get up to?" And then they'll tell me 8, 9, 10 things that they got up to. It's like, these are stories you're telling me, so don't say you didn't get involved with anything. You got involved with stuff. I love
you
it.
had fun.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not about plot descending from on high with a celestial chorus.
No.
Plot is you and your mates figuring out where the best place to drink is. You and your mates going off and maybe getting on that really scary skirmish that everyone says is going to be a suicide mission. Plot is, I've just made my first trade, and now I've made like a throne, so I can take my entire battle band off and get a pint, so they don't have to worry about spending their 18 rings. That's sharing your life, and that's why you go on holiday to LARP, to tell these amazing stories.
One of my old STs when I was playing Vampire, Stuart, I used to go through a lot of characters of mine used to die like every 6 months, and so I don't know what's going on with my camera here. It keeps on like illuminating me quite a lot. But
say a good thing and the heavens open.
Well, I wouldn't say that thing. I wouldn't say that. But he always used to say to me that in games like this, if someone has gone out of their way to kill your character, it means you've made an impact on the game, which means you are doing well at the game. So basically you're saying if you're killed by someone in game or something like that, then you've won at this. You have done well. That's what you're here for. You don't want to turn up, play a character, and go, I'm fighting and I've been here for 25 years and all of this. It's because, in my eyes, it's like you're not fighting enough. You're not doing enough. Then if you do that, I mean, everyone who wants to be the greatest fighter, their character is going to die in a battle or a skirmish at some point, because it's just going to happen. Because you play the odds like that, you're going to die at some point. I mean, I know that's. If you imagine like Russian roulette, but it's like an infinite amount of barrels. Those barrels are getting smaller, and that loaded bullet's coming for me. As I said, 8 years. I'm due. I'm due to go. Yeah, I mean, I played Cernanos for 6 events, and he got executed.
Yeah, you had a good death, because because you and me have really only just sort of like reconnected. Yeah, we talk at events and stuff, but we really only just started talking again across the Book of Faces.
Yes.
And I knew Serenos before I knew you, and I think that's really cool that I knew your character and the stuff you did, and I've got stuff from your career, the werewolf slander. Heck, I think you were there for the Blood Eagle. Were you there for the Blood Eagle?
Yep.
You must have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I was there to collect the heart. That was me collecting the heart back when I didn't have a beard and I had long hair. So we have existed in these circles, and Serenos' death was impactful because I remember sitting in the militia and everyone going, "Oh, he's dead," and we were like, "Yeah, he's dead. What do we do now? We live now." But it's crazy. It's crazy that you've got such an impactful character. And I will always say this. I will echo what you said. Dying in game is not a bad thing.
No.
But I would also say, if you're pissed off with a person out of character, don't kill their character. Just disengage with them. Because don't play with someone who you're not enjoying. Go off and enjoy people. Kill your mates. Not in game, for God's sake. Don't take that out of context.
Yeah.
Kill your friends' characters, not the player. Arrange a good ending for them, or talk about if they were to die, what to do. Maybe don't plan it, but have discussions about if they were to die, what would that look like. I'm not saying play a serial killer. I'm saying it's better to have an antagonistic relationship at LARP with someone you're already friends with and care about and want to improve the story for than it is a random stranger, because going off and toilet jobbing, which I'm sure you've explained in depth, is rubbish because it's not a good end. Bleeding out in the dark after you've just put your belt back on sucks.
Yeah.
Whereas going off in a blaze of glory because you've offered to do penal service, and then people being like, "Holy shit, you survived penal service? I mean, we're gonna have to kind of execute you, but yeah, that's really cool, dude." That's that's cool storytelling.
Right. I think we have fallen so far behind now on questions.
So if I rant and I wax lyrical, people then will write more questions, and then we can be like, "Hi, sorry, stream's over, bye," and then we have all these unanswered questions, so you have to invite me back. That's the plan.
I'd happily get you back on anyway, mate. That's fine. So Ben has asked, do you ever meet anything like demons, or is it more practical monsters?
Demons are Eternals.
Pretty much.
According to according to the Iron Confederacy, who are the best bad guy nation, who are massive and scary and hate magic, Eternals are demons. Some Eternals are gods. Yeah, that's cool. You take a being from outer world with intrinsically polarized worldviews and opinions, and boom, demon. And you do the other thing, go, yeah, but we align with these worldviews. That's an angel or a god, and that's kind of how their weird D&D mentality exists.
Yeah.
They are good bad guys, and I'm really looking forward to fighting them at some point, but not yet because we are so screwed so far.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, we are. Well, this is all find out in play sort of questions. This is something that could lead a lot of people's ideas. So I think we'll avoid that bit. But I think, yeah, very much these sorts of lines, come into game and ask as many. That's the best thing to do. Come in and ask a lot of questions. Have an opinion on. Don't even have an opinion. Ask a question and develop an opinion on something. That's one of the best ways to do things. Liam's asked, has there been any evidence of using beast parts or harvested things from monsters to create things like potions or fizz reps? Thanks for hosting, James. That's awesome, mate. Or fizz reps. I like the idea of doing either. Maybe I can't create a potion, but now I have a rare creature's venom and it's on display, maybe on my character or something. Was it the iridescent butterfly? That's where we get iridescent gloaming from. Well, from their cocoon.
Iridescent gloaming.
So yeah, so
and
that's...
dragon bone is dinosaur bones, so that works.
Yeah, so I mean, there's definitely loads of stuff there, but that's going to be something to ask about too. There was a ghost ship encounter, if that counts. That's from Dawn. So I don't remember here. Oh no, wasn't that what Sigvald went on? That sounds like the sort of thing that he'd go on. It might be before.
I certainly think that he did. If it involves adventures, boats, and swashbuckle, Sigvald's been there.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not scared of the beast. I may be scared of the kid's parents. Quoted by Guildenstern, probably. Yeah. What's the most niche beastie that you came across, or that fewest people knew about? Were you there for the very first War Rhino outing?
I had to help PD hide the first War Rhino before you lot turned up. I
Oh, I
remember
monstered that
moving
battle. It was
them, and
hilarious.
yeah, I remember turning up on was it Thursday or Wednesday? It turned up, and me and three other red caps had to shuffle it towards the hedgerow and then cover it with absolutely crap canvas, which was in our discard pile that no one would go in because it was sucky. Yeah, I remember it. I remember moving it around afterwards. Yeah, great. Tom Butterworth was the original rider for that. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Yeah, love that battle. Watching Wintermark get not
Annihilated.
decimated.
That's an
Thirded,
understatement.
They lost. Yeah, they lost 33% of their entire battle force. That's great. That's really cool. That's a good big monster. That's a very good big monster.
I remember being stood off to the side and watching that thing coming along as Wintermark went and met it face first, and we were just there
Bad
going,
idea.
"This is going to end badly." And then you see it just walking through them all, and then you hear the refs going, "Oh, 75 people are actually dead."
Yeah.
It's like, wow, my god. Yeah, let's charge them now then. And that was brutal. That was brutal.
Battle of Ika's Tears, is that it? Battle
Yeah.
of Ika's Tears, was it? Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. We went to that place twice. We went there on both days to fight that one. On 2 of the 4 days anyway to fight that one.
Yeah.
That was great. That was great fun. That was. I think the Navarre we had the boring fight. I think we just had to take a 4.
Yeah, we marches with you on that one. That
Yeah.
was it's a shame because we would have done quite well against that Rhino. You know, long pole arms and stuff. But yeah, that was but you know what? That was a good reveal. Obscure monster though. I've seen some obscure heralds. There was this wonderful autumn herald who it was this physical performer, and I want to say it was a she, but they had a very very high voice. It was Labyrinth. You know the big furry. What's he called? I watched it the other day with my children. It looked like that, but it would like go on all fours and like do like acrobatic rolls, and you fed it money and it would do stuff. So you gave it money to eat and it would do stuff. It was great, and I just wanna bet off someone. And he's like, oh, you know, I'll win that money back. I was like, no, you won't. And I just took a 5 thrown piece and I put it in this creature's mouth, and it's doing rolls and backflips and yipping, and it's great. And it's this tiny little autumn thing, and I've never seen it again. I want to waste more money. I've got disposable income. I'd like to do this, please.
That's really cool.
Come back, Autumn Herald. Yeah, it was. I couldn't tell you its name. I couldn't tell you. I'm sure they told me, but it was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, you've slept since then.
It was so weird. It was so weird and interesting, and it just kind of like gobbled up cash. So its poop has been great.
That's amazing. Yeah, I want one.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, we should. Let's all chip in.
That's really cool because I remember there was the Gene Stealers as well.
Trigoni.
Yeah.
Trigoni. Yeah.
Yeah,
I fought those at a Orc event. They were so cool.
I've dressed as those. I've been one, and that was great. And that was
I wore the original costume. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've put photos in the Discord of me wearing the original costume. Well, one of them anyway. There were 3 of us, and yeah, that was before the last time they were seen before the costumes dissolved. So.
Yeah. So I remember wearing those costumes the first time when they were based heavily on Gene Stealers, on Alien, for another LARP game called Masquerades and Massacres. It was so funny because you had these kind of like additional arms like down here. And as you ran, it would be like you were doing a Cockney run. So you had these little arms like waving around. And I remember running, and this person hit me with a rapier, and the arm just flies off. And I'm like, well, I'm dead then. I've got to role play the fact that my arm's gone. Yeah, Trigonia, awesome. Darren Stocker has made a really cool Gene Stealer costume. There's a picture of me absolutely beating the ever-loving snot out of one with a dagger after it shattered my greatsword. And then the picture after that is just me laying on the floor with very puffy cheeks with a load of orc surgeons looking over me. Like I've just, like you were a kid in the soft play area and just like, it was like that. It was, Yeah, transformative experience is the term I'm using.
I can
But
imagine.
yeah, they turn up.
Oh yeah, I'd love to fight one of those. I've only ever been one of those, so I'd love to fight one. It's I
Either
think
confirm or deny if there's a player event with them in it.
so. I would love to do that. Um, Liam says, I think there could be a lot of cool game in this for me. Would it be possible to say for downtime I wanted to track and observe certain creatures? I would love an information back that could help maybe in a big future battle or anything. So they don't actually operate like a downtime system where you send something in and say I've done this, this, and this. They don't do that. A lot of it is done in uptime. So
Yeah.
you talk to people, talk to the egregores especially, and you may find there are missions that you hear about, and it literally says Monster Hunter on it. So you do get those pop up occasionally. So it'd be worth going on one of those. It'd be heralds
I would also
as
say
well.
you can generate them. There is a way to generate them, and
Okay.
it takes work and it takes effort. Like anything in Empire, there's no one way to do something. So egregores, what are they called? The Scops and the Bards. You have like the Bardic Order. Or what? The three refrains. Three refrains. That's another good way of doing it.
Mm.
You can also get your National Assembly, so your priests, to make a statement of principle saying that this person is going to go off and look for creatures causing problems. And they will make a statement saying this will happen. And maybe you go into Senate to get approval from Senate to have this happen. I would always make sure that whatever you do, you describe it and talk in depth to your egregores or to PD themselves about what the right steps are to do it, because we do have an Imperial Menagerie. So it does exist technically. It's possible, but it takes effort to do it. It's not just a case of tick a button, find a monster. It's going to take legwork and help, and you're not going to be able to do it on your own.
No.
These monsters are big and scary. You'll need you and some fairly decent fighters, because not only will you not just fight one on its own, but you'll also be separated from Anvil when you do it. So I go prepared. But theoretically, yes, you could. But there's a lot of hard legwork that goes in with it.
Yeah, definitely. As also in the stream we did, we were talking about the backgrounds. When PD do a lot of stuff when it comes to plot and backgrounds, if they do monsters or monster hunting or anything like that, they will put in a keyword. They'll put in these keywords, and it will come up with a list of everyone's background, and it will go right. These people here, go and look for them, and because this is what they're interested in, and it will and they're people. It's rare though, so I would say do something like that as well. Put that into your background. If you really want to get involved, you will hear about the bestiary being taught, the bestiary, whatever it is, being I've never been able to pronounce it.
Bestiary.
The Beast Diary.
Yeah, that works.
The Beast Diary.
You know what? Yeah, Beast Diary. Call it that. That works.
So you'll hear about it being talked about in the field. So when you hear it talked about, go and ask questions, because I'd say 9 times out of 10 you'll be pointed at Matt. So, and I don't know if you can tell from this stream or not, Matt is a little bit passionate about it. It's good.
And do you want to know the real big kicker? I'm not the most passionate one dealing with it. There's an entire Dornish house who are designed to be monster hunters. And I will shout out the Tall Stags now. Great role players, great people, and they've also designed a soldality called the Gathering of Hunters. If you want to talk about fighting monsters, normally it's hosted either in Dawn or the Marches, but they are open to people from any nation. They're great. Fantastic. Really good role players and very welcoming. I should say a lot of the Gilden Lane, they are members of the Gathering of Hunters, because we do a lot of the drawings, and the Dornish do a lot of the fighting, which is kind of works for the Marcher Dornish dynamic, actually. But there are Navari, there are Varushkan, Brass Coast, Highguard, Urizen, the Orcs, you know. I don't think if I've forgotten anyone. Wintermark. Can't forget Wintermark. There's a shit ton of them.
Too many. And I'm one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too much Wintermark in this stream already.
It's too much potato in this stream.
Hey, potatoes are very important. They give you potato picking thighs, and that's what good Marcher lasses like.
I've heard rumours.
Yeah, everyone should.
dear. That's, Max, Mac's face when he sees a new monster he can hit on. Mac appreciates pretty things. That's pretty much it. Male, female, orc, tree.
Skies out, thighs out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's it there. So let's keep scrolling. James is talking about spending all of his house's money on. Feed it to the acrobat. Cool. There we go. Right, I've caught up now. So if any questions come in, then we can go there. So there is a beastie that is a large part of the Empire, and we haven't talked about it yet. It's a huge part of the Empire. Everybody needs to know about it. I believe the Senate have put mandates out on this thing. The dodo.
The ultimate creature.
Definitely.
Definitely the ultimate creature. They are 70 foot tall. They shoot lightning from their eyes. I think they're related to horses somehow. Definitely. I also love the fact that the dodo exists and horses don't.
It's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. Great. I heard about it for the first time last event, and people talking about the dodo.
Have you seen the dodo puppet?
No, I haven't. Oh man, that's amazing.
Someone brought a dodo to Empire, and just sat there like looking around. I'm like, because I complained to March, it's like, you're chicken sick, mate. It's like, you ain't gonna get shit from that. It's just. And they're like, no, it's a dodo. It's like, don't call me that.
That's brilliant. That's fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic. But this is it. You have these little things. Like, someone had a griffin chick as well. They're cool. They were the little tiny little puppet. All in there, and it's all being articulated by someone else's hand. And I go to feed it, and it nips me. I'm like, oh shit. And now I've got to kill it, because it started a fight. And of course, this Dornish woman's like, did you just threaten to kill my griffin? And I'm like, I mean, not now that you heard me, no. It's just.
That's fantastic. Yeah. That's fantastic. Because I've seen the little the baby dragon that goes around. It was sat on someone's shoulder, and it was like an animatronic thing. That was great fun. That was cool. That was very interesting to see in chat too, and stuff. So, fuck's sake, Dave. Dave is trying to pimp you off. He wants you to appear on his podcast. So Dave does the LARP Noobs podcast.
Okay, cool.
So get in touch with Chuck. You're both in Discord. Talk afterwards. Fuck's sake, Dave. Keep it in your pants, man. Technically, I'm pimping him out. He has good thighs.
To be honest, it's very good thighs. Very good thighs. All the Marcher ladies despise me, but I like to think they don't. So that's good. No, I'm always happy to talk to people because part of my role within PD is to put tents up. And then I get to talk to you while I'm putting your tents up and explain why the game's cool. And talk about why storytelling is important. Talk about why your enjoyment of the game is important. Talk about why you're going to have fun. And if you're not going to have fun, come and find me, and I will give you fun. We had a member of our group who I actually think is in this stream at the moment. A guy by the name of James. He literally turned up to his first Empire, and he was like, "I'm just trying to look for this group. I'm going to try and join them." It was the Thursday, and I said, "Oh, you're going to be a Marcher. Cool. Come have a chat with us, have a sit down, have a drink." And 3-4 years on, he's still with us because he just gelled with us. He gets it. He came around my house when we were able to have people around before the second lockdown. Salt of the earth, fantastic people, and he just and that's what I want for everyone on here. If you're in the field, come up and be like, Guildenstern, I've heard about you through this, and my character is very kind of aggressive, like, what do you want? I would love to talk to you. If you've got a thing about game, I will act as a heel. I will be your ally. I will have fun with you to make storytelling fun, because you need to have fun. Otherwise, what's the point of going on holiday?
Do you know what the weird thing is?
Yeah.
Talking to you, Matt. This is going to be meant in the greatest possible way. It's like I'm thinking to myself, is this what I sound like on stream sometimes? Because I love doing this. I love talking about this, and I love helping people, and I've to get people going for things and stuff like that. So this is fantastic. I think I need to do another wholesome stream and get you on it, because then I think we could be very. I think we could do a very passionate and wholesome stream about LARP and just life in general.
I have a selection of chunky knit and cardigans I will wear. This is actually my IC jumper. This is my Guildenstern jumper, because it's actually got just a hole where I got stabbed, purely by accident. But yeah, that was cool. So yeah, I will wear my selection of Marcher, because Marcher knitwear is on brief. I will wear my chunkiest knit, and you and me will talk about how amazing people are and how good storytelling is, and we will fight and die on this hill.
Definite.
Yeah,
I bought
definitely.
after we did the last stream I did. We were talking about they want me to wear for the Christmas stream, because I'm doing a giveaway. I've got some weapons. Dave's got a shoot. Bye, Dave.
Hi, Dave. Talk to you later, babe.
Ooh woo, whatever that means. But we did. We were chatting about it. So for my Christmas stream, I've got. I forgot what I was talking about. They're doing a bug kiss and stuff. I've got a few weapons to give away and things like that. So just to new players only. So if you've never been to an event, you can win one of these things. And it's just so that someone who comes to the first event, I can go. Like the biggest thing I've got is a Mike Light axe. It costs 120 quid. This thing is huge. And that is going to go to a brand new player, and they're going to go, all I have to do was answer a question or something like that, and I can go, boom, there you go. That's for yours. Well done. Enjoy it. Have a fight. Yeah. We were talking about that, so they want me to wear beard Christmas lights as well. So I've got to do that. Good. And I'm also going to colour my beard. I picked up, I don't know if you can see how well you can see that.
Okay.
That's
nice.
That is. There you go. Beard colouring.
Wow.
It's amazing. I tried it, and Helen put it on me and stuff. Abby's going, "Oh my god, you got it!" Yes, I did. So I got the silver one, and it just makes me. I've seen myself in, because obviously it's all going a bit. Well, I'm not going grey. I'm going white. So I've seen myself in 10 years. Yeah. So I washed it all out today. So I think I'll get the blue one. There's a bright blue one. Yeah. So I think for the Christmas stream, I'll have a bright blue beard and moustache going on, and then we can do that and make that a wholesome thing. Well, tell you what we'll do. I'll get you on. We'll do a giveaway. Make it wholesome. Make it a big fun Christmas party thing. We'll do that.
Yep. Cool. I like that. I will wear antlers. I will dress up in my Guildenstern kit, and I will wear a selection of felt antlers, because that's a changeling straight away.
Wonderful.
That works.
Does Matt have to do his beard? Matt can do his beard if he wants.
Yeah, sure.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm a slut for streaming. I can do it. I'm sure.
So we'll get that sorted, and then we can do giveaways and all of this sorts of bits. So right. So anyway, I was joking about the dodo. The dodo is a real thing, and all of this sort of stuff. People eat it and blah blah blah. But the one I was talking about, it's a lot of people have fought it and things like that. The Valorn.
Oh. Right. First things first. Fuck the Valorn. That shit is hard. It's weird. It's just weird.
I love it.
It's just radiation. It's literally just spring energy with no. It's a toddler on sugar on Christmas Day with no parents available. That's the Valorn in a nutshell. Just rampant.
It's great. I love it. They are brutal.
Ugh.
and you
Yeah.
get the miasma, you get all kinds of crap from them. They are fantastic.
Etacaps as well, the big old insect, the big old like shell, almost like giant beetles. They're cool. They're really cool to fight. Different to Trigoni, because Trigoni are these weird. There's evidence they might come from space, but the Etacaps are just a spring insect, which is totally sentient and understands what you're trying to do. May not be able to communicate with you, but it's definitely going to try and mess your day up. Valon spawn husks. The Valon creatures. You seen Annihilation with is it Natalie Portman?
Yeah.
It's Natalie Portman. Yeah, the bear in that.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Actually, Annihilation is about a modern day Valon. That is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because the Valon itself is the energy, and the creature inside it, a Valon spawn. There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect analogy for the Valon. Rampant evolution that doesn't make sense, which is why it requires folks in leather to do their post-apocalyptic dance.
Yeah.
That is my argument.
The crayon-faced murder gimps. Or
crayon-faced murder monkeys. Yeah. Live in the trees. Squirrels. Yeah, dire squirrels. There we go. Mention Dornish dire squirrels.
Yeah, so Andy Raff, if you're watching, mate, the dire squirrels and their big nuts.
And they're massive nuts, but no dire oaks, because apparently that's drawing a line. I don't like dire animals. I'm going to say it now.
Yeah.
I think Paleolithic megafauna is cool. I think calling something a dire animal sucks. I should say, I've done an entire bestiary for someone who paid based on the Tharunin bee, which is effectively a dire bee. I've got loads of pages on it. It's really cool. And I've gone into a real deep dive on beekeeping and the threats they'll face and things like that. I still think that hear me out. If we make the small thing big, I don't go, ooh, wonder. I go, it's like giant spiders or giant rats. It's like, yeah, cool. That, welcome to D&D trope number 647. What about a monkey with grenades for fingers? That's new.
That'd be interesting.
Could work an Empire. But yeah, imagine being punched by that thing.
Yeah.
Got a very short lifespan.
What was it? In Princess Bride, the rats of a natural size?
Rodents of unusual size. They turn up in Fallout New Vegas as well, yeah.
Yeah. They're great. They're quite... Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, but it's...
But at least they were unique. They lived in a stinky bog.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's like when you meet players who go, "Oh, I killed a dire wolf." It's like, all right, okay. Have you ever shagged a land shark though? No, you haven't. Go away. Come back with something cool. It's that sort of thing. I mean, people going, yeah, my armor is like it's dire leather and stuff like that.
Yep.
Oh, but we do get
that's cool. That's cool.
The dire bees, though. I mean, that's whenever you hear the racing. Oh yeah, that's the dire bees going on. Making the mead, and that's getting the honey, and that's what I say, and that because it's got to come back to alcohol for me. So it's
has to come back to alcohol as a family group who have absolutely amazing, and in the marches we're calling him an alchemancer. He does all our rituals through booze because, of course, the Marches now has hospitality and magic goes into our food. And, the fact that he does all his summer rituals through homemade alcohol, mead, and a really nice birch wine. It's really good. If ever you're actually you're going to have to make the effort to come to the Marches and leave Wintermark. You should try it. Very nice. Very sweet. Very sweet. But this is it.
I go into the Marches quite a lot.
And you never see me. That's fine. That's okay. Emotionally, I'm not distraught at all.
No, we'll definitely come and find you. We'll bring you some 2 feet cider.
Lovely. And you can then try the red bag of death, which is our initiation ritual.
Oh, that's fine. I'll damn that. That's not a problem.
I hope so. No, you will do. The thing is, it's nice stuff. It's just when you stand up, you realise how potent it is. Alchemancers, great for doing rituals. Perfect.
Excellent. So Liam has asked, are imps a thing? And if so, what is the basic info about them? Also, what's the odds I could have one as a pet on my shoulder? No, you won't get these things as a pet. It's like, I want a pet mammoth. But they're creatures, but they've deliberately said that they haven't been domesticated or anything like that. So
it's hard because of course the thing about Empire is if you can domesticate an animal, you can theoretically bring it to Anvil because why wouldn't you? But we need to deter people doing things like that. So, horses don't exist because, one, horses don't take their hits. You hit a horse with a lance, he's not going to take strike down, prick, beaten bugger. Secondly, cavalry charges suck to be on the other end of. Why would you want to be on the other end of that? That's not fun. No. But then you realise that people can do things like, okay, cool, well, I can't bring a horse because they're extinct. What about a cow or a rabbit or a ferret? And you go, well, yeah, but I really shouldn't be bringing these things to Anvil because you're there to kind of be the great and the good of the Empire and do politicking. Just because you go away for the weekend doesn't mean you bring the cat. I mean, some people do. Some people bring their dogs. They bring service animals, which is great, and that's cool to see. But we do need to think about how that looks. Imps, I can't say if imps are a thing or not. They wouldn't be sentient. We made a piece of the bestiary, which once again can be as canon or as little canon as PD decides, about hobs. Hobs being hobgoblins or a small creature from the realm of autumn that lives in March of Fields and effectively will tidy up your fields for a little bit of food. You want to, that's kind of the Marcher way of doing it. Trouble is to have something which is sentient and then effectively enslaved basically means you're then going to have the wrath of the Liberty Pact and Crow Speaker. She will come down on you like a fucking hammer of the non-existent god we don't believe in. And that's kind of it for you,
Yeah.
You could, by all means, you can have a puppet of a very mangy monkey, or you can say, this is a weird thing that I got off a sailor. And let PD decide what it is. You can talk to them about it. Say, I want to bring this. I think it'll add a bit of dynamic to my character. But the trouble is, then you get known as the guy who's got the imp. And you go, where's the imp? Oh, I haven't got the imp. So, okay, I'll come find you later when you've got the imp. And that's not fun for you.
No, and then I just want to quote Pulp Fiction at you. So, bring out the imp. But the imp's sleeping. Well, you best go wake him up then.
And if you're Navari, you're wearing leather already, so it's even worse.
Very, very much so. Oh, Ben said you get a pet land shark. Would definitely want one. But as Sam has said, to get anything, you have to be able to fit it through the gate.
And the big thing is, not everything can travel through the Sentinel Gate. Although we may have the Cuckoo's Egg ritual, only sentient souls can actually travel through the gate. Otherwise, we'd be riding effectively velociraptors into fights. That'd be cool, us on velociraptors, because drakes are essentially dinosaurs, because we never had the cataclysmic event that took dinosaurs out.
No.
And, I would love to have a raptor brigade, but they wouldn't make it through the gate. And also, the Grendel have people who literally spend their entire lives as a beastmaster to train this beast for one instance, and that thing dies. That's not fun. You don't want to play. You don't want to pay like all your events to play train for 5 years for one thing, and it goes out and gets paggered to death by a bunch of Druge. That sucks. Then all you're going to see is the next fight. The Druge are going to come back in with your boots as a hat. Yeah. It's lame. Do cool stuff.
Yeah.
Do drugs, fight God. That's that's the Empire.
Yeah, pretty much. It's yeah. I mean, everyone jokes about wanting to take these creatures and have pets and stuff like that. But I think my favourite stories are the ones where they've killed these things and they come back and go, I've done this, this, and this. So we should see the beast trainers in the back of the battles crying when their beast dies. Yeah.
It was like the scene from Return of the Jedi when the Rancor dies. When I watched the first land shark go down.
Really?
Just watching this rider wailing. Yeah.
Oh,
So one of the land sharks didn't die. It didn't die. It died before the rider, and the rider was wailing and howling as they're stabbing. It was so cool. And same with Mr. Pinchy, the crabs, the giant crab lobster men. They've got handlers who partly for their safety, secondly because it's a nice role play thing, who are screaming trying to get to their crabs that are getting surrounded by Imperials. keep an eye out for it because it's subtle roleplay that does get lost in the absolute melee of battle. And props to the people who play them who realize they have an emotional bond. It's like a K9 handler. If their K9 unit dies, you're going to have a hard time trying to keep one of these absolute mission of the tanks getting to their dog. And that's why you've got like 6 of these orcs just trying to keep this one handler from getting to his scrab. It's so cool. But,
That's awesome. I'll keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, do it, definitely. And if ever you get the option to play one, there's a little roleplay tip for you.
Yeah.
Be emotionally invested in your latex.
Ham it up.
Yeah, ham it up. Definitely always ham it up. You're a
Yeah.
serious bad guy, but ham up your emotions. If it's sad, wail. If you're a little miffed, scream. Empire's all about big things and cool stuff. Just because you're playing your monster character rather than your normal character doesn't mean you shouldn't be as larger than life than your player character is. Your monster character should have a plan, an emotion. Once again, it's another part of your character, your repertoire, your kit. You have a character you're playing. If you're lucky to survive to the end of the battle, you technically are playing them the next time you are in a battle with them. That's cool.
Oh yeah, definitely. Right, so we've been going for an hour and 25 so far. So I aim for an hour with a plan of going for an hour and a half. So it's sort of like this is the sort of time frame. So I think what we'll do is we'll call it there. So and then we'll definitely get you back on again, Matt. We'll do a nice wholesome Christmas stream. I think we can do some giveaways.
Good.
And we can do a nice thing like that and make it fun and stuff. So it'll be a good laugh. On Wednesday, I've got, what am I doing? I'm chatting with orcs. We're doing orc kit and stuff like that on Wednesday. So that's
going to be worth watching. If you want to see people go hard, the orcs, definitely. They are salt of the earth, amazing people.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
got
that's an experience.
Yeah, Dave and Matt Kay coming on for that one, and I think someone else as well, who I can't remember who. So they're coming on, they'll have kit ready, so they will do like a little show and tell and talk through everything. So that'll be good. So it says which orcs. Dave, I'm not saying, I can't say surnames, I'm afraid. So yeah, Dave, Matt, and someone who I've forgotten because I'm a terrible, terrible human being. So Liam says, great stream, it's given me a lot to think about for my character and what he wants to do. Good, that's awesome, mate. Any questions?
Good.
Discord's there, bud, as well, so that's a good thing. Yeah. I've got loads. We've got another few more streams to come up, and then so much so Empire month has moved into December. So we've got Jamie, the former Bard of Navarre, coming on to do a music stream. And Justin from the Navarre as well coming on to do a music stream. We've got Andy Pud coming on. This doesn't mean no surnames when I say one. We've got Pud coming on, and there's another pleb from the Navarre coming on as well. Can't remember his name. He's all right. So we've got Sam coming on as well to do some singing, chatting, and stuff like that. Cheers, Sam. Thanks, mate. So we've got all of it going on. It's all going on to YouTube as well. So if you miss anything, don't worry. It's all going to go up on there as well. It could be a lot of fun, a lot of stuff coming up, and we're looking at getting Call of Cthulhu going again. I'm going to get the Alien one shot done as well in December, hopefully, which will be a lot of fun too. Loads of stuff. Too much so much so I've forgotten most of it because I'm a great host. So, so it's wonderful. It's wonderful stuff. So, thank you everyone for watching this. Thank you, Matt, for coming on.
Very, very grateful. Thank you so much for having me. And everyone, honestly, thank you so much for hopping along. And if you do have any questions, I will be on the Discord and can help, even if it's just for me to glow you up and say how amazing everything is. And, thanks to you, Steve. This was really cool. You should do more of this. And honestly, this is amazing. And it's really, really wholesome.
You are video number 73, I believe. So
Cool.
there's a few. Just ignore the early stuff because my mic was shit, my camera was awful. The first stream I ever did was this size, so the screen was full size, and I was that big in the corner. That was it.
Nice.
That was all I could do. Because if I made it too big, then no, I just looked horrible. But thankfully, internet and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
my other half's spelling and stuff like that, she's doing really well. So
Brilliant.
so yeah, we'll do this. We keep on going. It'll be fun and stuff like that. So, and if you haven't seen anything, I've even had Matt Pennington on. So go and watch that one. That's a fun one, actually. That's a funny one. So thank you,
Yeah.
everyone. Fuck you. That's my other half. She's my mod on stream. Yeah, the abuse I get is wonderful. So
Brilliant.
thank you everyone for watching. Thanks Matt for coming on. Yeah,
Thanks.
there's the links. Go do the things. And that. Much love. Take care. And remember, during lockdown, if you are struggling, reach out. You're not on your own. Okay, everyone's here to help. Okay. Bye.
Bye, guys.